Welcome back, Lumberjacks, to part 2 of Financing Your Education, Understanding, Planning, and Financing Your Journey at NAU. We are going to begin with reviewing the contents of your financial aid offer letter that you received from NAU's Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid after you have submitted a FAFSA. We're going to go over 3 main components: the cost estimate and financial aid offer, the estimated cost of attendance and gift aid, and then the remaining cost and additional self-help options. Inside your offer letter, the first thing you will see is a summary page of your total cost estimate and the value of your financial aid offer. This includes your cost of attendance, total gift aid, total remaining costs after gift aid, total self-help options, and remaining costs if you accept your self-help options. These values are broken down in more detail in the subsequent pages of your offer letter. The first step in calculating your remaining cost is to start with your cost of attendance and subtract from it the total amount of gift aid that you were offered. As a reminder, your cost of attendance includes both direct and indirect costs that were discussed in Module 1. Direct costs include tuition, fees, housing, and meals. Indirect costs include additional items such as transportation, personal expenses, and books. Student loan fees are also assessed as part of your indirect costs and are only assessed if you are accepting a federal student loan. These costs included in your cost of attendance can vary depending on your residency, course requirements, and your personal spending habits. One thing to keep in mind, these awards are offered to students based on the assumption that the student will be enrolling full-time, or 12 units, per semester for the entire academic year. This aid may also be adjusted if your enrollment changes or you receive additional aid. Once you have your total gift aid from your awards and grants and your total cost of attendance from the previous section, you will be able to calculate your remaining cost. After your remaining cost is determined, the next section will determine what additional self-help options you have been offered to help subsidize your remaining balance. These self-help offers can include things such as federal or private loans and potentially federal work study. Each of these offers requires additional action from the student to accept them. We will go over these additional steps in a later module. Now that we have a better understanding of the offer letter and how to calculate remaining costs, students need to consider the next steps of the financial aid process. Before the year starts, students will have multiple items show up in their to-do list. These action items are being requested by various departments and could impact processes on the student's account. Students must make sure that all tasks are completed, since failure to complete these tasks can impact your financial aid and not allow it to disperse until they are done. This can ultimately result in late fees being charged to your account for non-payment. We will go over some of these to-do list items in an upcoming module.
Let's take a closer look at your student account. To view your student account, start by logging into Louie and select the Financial Account tile. Your account balance summary will be displayed in the upper left corner. This is a quick summary of the current balance due, which includes the past due amount and what is due within 30 days. Please be aware this may not reflect the whole total balance due on your account, only what is due within 30 days. Right below the account balance summary is the Charges Due tab. In the center will be displayed 2 tabs, Summary by Due Date and Detail of Charges Due. The Summary by Due Date tab shows the total amounts due and their due dates. Pending Financial Aid at the bottom shows all current anticipated aid that has not yet disbursed. Be sure to pay close attention to the terms listed for the aid, as most aid is split between the fall and spring terms. The other tab at the top is Detail of Charges Due. The tab will show you an itemization of all outstanding charges. It's important to note that the charge amount is the whole total of the charge, and the amount due column at the end will show you how much of that charge is still outstanding. You may see a difference between these two numbers if the charge is partially paid. Another way to see your outstanding charge is by selecting the Make a Payment on the left. This will redirect you to the Transact Payment portal. In the portal, the first thing you will see is the summary showing all outstanding charges. It's important to know that NAU email is the official form of communication with the university. Real-time notifications are sent to the student anytime a new charge is added, becomes past due, a new monthly e-bill is generated, and if a refund has been issued. Parents will not receive the real-time communications, but can receive the monthly e-bill notices if they've been added as an authorized payer in the Transact Payment Portal. E-bills can be found in the Transact Payment Portal under the Statements link on the left. From there, you can pick which e-bills to view or download by selecting the icons on the right. If you'd like more information about how to read your e-bill, visit our tutorials page with the QR code provided. Important dates leading up to the fall term can help you prepare your finances. These important dates are July invoices, financial aid dispersal date, the tuition due date, and when refunding begins. Starting with July invoices, the e-bill before a major term is a little different than the regular monthly e-bills because it acts as the official statement for the semester. E-bills for the fall term are issued towards the end of July. These semester statements will show the current charges due for the upcoming term and the estimated amount after the anticipated aid. These amounts are included to help families prepare for any remaining balance that they may have to pay after aid. For all terms, the earliest financial aid can disperse is 10 days before the start of the term. This takes place the weekend before the tuition due date for each term. Tuition for fall and spring is due the Monday before the start of the term. This is also when the first installments of housing and meal plans will be due. All important academic dates and deadlines can be found on the registrar's website of important dates. Refunding for the term will begin on the same day that tuition is due. This is usually the first business day after financial aid has dispersed, so you'll want to make sure that all of your information is up to date in the system so that you can receive your refund quickly. For the most current important payment dates, visit our website with the QR code provided. So, how does aid apply to the account? Before talking about how aid applies after it disperses, let's take a quick look at how charges are typically arranged in a term. Tuition and mandatory university fees are due in full at the beginning of the term on the tuition due date. Housing and meal plan charges are typically broken up into 3 installments due monthly, with the first installment also due on the tuition due date. Keep in mind that as long as the charges are posted, you can make a payment for them. You can pay your semester charges up front or take advantage of the different due dates throughout the semester. When aid disperses and applies to the account, it will apply to charges in due date order. If everything is due the same day, aid will first apply towards tuition charges, then housing, and finally meal plan charges. Financial aid may apply to some department charges, such as the transportation fee, if Title IV authorization has been provided. So what is Title IV? It's important to know that many awards are term specific and have various regulations dictating what kinds of charges they can apply to. Due to these regulations, it is possible for a refund to be issued without paying all charges. You can receive a refund and still owe a balance. We recommend always checking your account after aid disperses to make sure all charges have been paid. Title IV refers to the specific regulations issued by the Department of Education that determine which expenses can be covered by federal awards. Title IV funds include the federal Pell Grant, PLUS loans, and federal direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Title IV authorization allows you to grant permission for these awards to apply to some department charges, such as your transportation fee. Authorization helps to allow charges to be paid before refunding, but may still not include all outstanding charges. So once again, it's important to double check your account even after a refund has been issued to make sure all charges have been paid. You can grant Title IV authorization through your LUI account as a to-do list item in the task tile, which we'll go over in more detail in Module 3. When it comes to refunding, there are 2 methods of refunding for students: direct deposit and paper check. Direct deposit is the fastest, most secure way to receive your refund. The funds are received within 2 to 3 business days and deposited directly into your bank account. Paper checks are the default refunding option if there is no direct deposit information on file. These checks are mailed to the address on file and can take 7 to 10 business days to receive. You can sign up for direct deposit in your LUI financial account tile by selecting direct deposit from the left menu. Be sure your pop-up blocker is turned off. If you click the link and nothing happens, it is likely the pop-up blocker. So check at the top of the browser by the web address for a notification. You can find a detailed walkthrough to help you set up direct deposit on our tutorials page with the QR code provided. When it comes to paying charges on your account, there are 3 main ways to pay: online, by mail, and in person. You can find more information about the different ways to pay by visiting our payment methods page. Online payments can be made within the Transact payment portal. Select Make a Payment on the left menu in Transact in order to select charges you would like to pay. You can select the box at the top to select all charges, or select individual items. You can also type in a lesser amount in the box next to the charge in order to make a partial payment. In Transact, you can pay using e-check or credit card. Please be aware that for all credit card and debit card transactions, there is a 2.95% service fee. E-checks, on the other hand, come with no service fee as long as the information entered is correct. We recommend checking with your bank to confirm the correct routing number and account number to make online payments. Payment methods can also be saved for future reference, so you don't have to enter the information every time. If others are helping to pay, students can add authorized payers in the Transact payment portal. Authorized payers have their own login, so they can log in at any time and you don't have to worry about sharing passwords. They can also save their own payment methods and receive monthly e-bills. Each student can have multiple payers. To add an authorized payer, start by selecting My Account from the left menu in Transact. In the Payer section, you can send a payer invitation to those you would like to add. To send a payer invitation, you will need the payer's name and the email address they would like to use for logging in. If you would like the payer to have access to e-bills and receive monthly e-bill notices, be sure the Allow Access to Statements box is checked. Keep in mind that authorized payers in the payment portal are separate from the FERPA release. Authorized payers grant access to the payment portal. FERPA release allows individuals other than the student to call or come in person to talk about the student account charges. If someone with the FERPA release were to email, please be aware that student account specific information cannot be shared over non-secured, non-NAU email. The authorized payer and FERPA release are 2 separate authorizations, but both are recommended if others are helping to pay. For more information about how to grant a FERPA release, visit the registrar's website at the link provided in the QR code. You can send personal checks, money orders, and cashier's checks to our office by mail. Be sure to make the check payable to NAU and include the 7-digit student ID number. Allow up to 2 weeks for the check to arrive at the office by mail when considering a due date. Our mailing address and physical address are listed here, and you can also find them on our payment methods page. Payments accepted in office are personal check, money orders, cashier's checks, and cash. The only way to pay with credit or debit card is online in the Transact payment portal. Payments can be made in person at the cashiering office located inside Gamage, building number 1 at 601 South Knowles Drive. The cashiering office closes at 4:30 p.m. every weekday. Regular office hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Wednesday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Student Accounts accepts payments from college savings plans, also known as 529s. Check with your 529 company for all the payment options that they offer. Request your funds early to allow time for them to arrive before the financial aid dispersal date. Overpayments are not accepted, so it's important to request the correct amount of funds. When sending 529 funds as a paper check, please allow up to 2 weeks for the check to arrive by mail. Include the 7-digit student ID number and make the check payable to NAU. You can also check if your 529 is partnered with Flywire to send 529 payments electronically. Paying with Flywire is faster with only 4 to 5 business days to arrive. Some 529s are also accepted directly in Transact. You can review the list in the payment portal to see if yours is included. If you're unable to pay your tuition in full by the tuition due date, Student Accounts offers a tuition payment plan. You can self-enroll into the plan before the tuition due date for a low self-enroll service fee of $75. The tuition payment plan breaks the tuition up into predictable monthly payments throughout the term. The payment plan can also be an alternative to taking out loans by being able to pay monthly. Enrolling is easy through Louie in the Financial Account tile under the Enroll in Payment Plan link on the left menu. The tuition payment plan is available on a semester by semester basis as needed. If tuition is not paid in full by the tuition due date, students are eligible to be automatically enrolled in the tuition payment plan with a deferred payment fee of $150. So if you know ahead of time that you will not be able to pay your tuition by the due date, it is recommended to self-enroll into the plan and lock in that lower service fee. Before students are automatically enrolled, a reminder email is sent notifying them of the unpaid tuition and automatic enrollment eligibility. For more information about the tuition payment plan, visit our website by following the QR code. We understand all this information can feel intimidating when you're just starting out, but by taking the steps to plan ahead, becoming familiar with your account, and using your resources, you can develop a good financial plan for a successful start to your semester. Your success is important to us. If you have any questions about your finances, please reach out to our offices. Thank you.